So today's concrete pour is pretty significant for us because this is our second project with DSDG on Longboat Key, and it's for a really awesome client. So what we're doing here is almost a traditional strip footing where you see literally just concrete in the ground around the steel. I mean, this is the literal foundation of the home. So the quality and consistency of the concrete that we would see in this phase and every other in construction is pretty predetermined. So prior to us even getting plans or being able to do any planning, there's been a soils engineer who's analyzed the soil here, who said that it's acceptable for this type foundation. That information goes to the architect and engineer who designed the foundation for the home. What the load is going to be based on the home, how heavy is this, and what does the foundation and building pad need to look like. Everything is done, everything is ready, and we're going to put the concrete in the footings. So at this point, the concrete goes in the footings. That's going to take a day to cure to firmness, but as it's going in, samples are being taken, and those are going to be tested off-site. And so we'll know all the concrete strength at 7, 14, 21, and 28 days break. So even the step you're seeing here isn't the last step for this concrete. Normally your challenges on a concrete pour are going to be staging, parking, traffic, parking, and traffic. But once you actually get to the pour date, all the actual complications of construction are usually sorted out. You know what you're doing, everything's ready. We utilize technology pretty significantly when we were designing and looking at all of the dimensional details that need to happen to make sure everything is lined up exactly correct. We're putting all these information into our 3D model of the home, and we're taking those sometimes to the next level from a construction perspective, looking at every single detail that's going to take part. So, I mean, technology is pretty huge for us. So this phase of the process, we're using our Trimble Total Station Layout Laser robot. What that allows us to do is basically lay out the home with exact accuracy down to a pinpoint effectively. It eliminates the risk and the overwork. So how the Trimble Total Station works is there's two parts. There's basically the head unit and a receiver. And once those two things are locked to each other, the head unit will follow the receiver around to where it sees one of the 7 prisms that are on the receiving end unit, and that tells the head unit where that stick is, where that device is, and actually once it's locked on, it's able to follow it around the job site. But well before we've gotten to this point, we've developed a really detailed 3D model of the house. What we do with that is we're able to actually import that 3D model and all of its specific geometry into the robot's layout software, and you're able to kind of filter that down to where at this stage of the build, we only need to know where the stem wall points are. So you put that into the robot's software, so you set the robot up, and once you have a good setup, it's pretty much error-proof. We can at that point go on to the tablet that comes as part of the station, tell it I'm looking for this specific wall corner or this specific midpoint or line or whatever, and it will tell you, yes, you are there, no, you're not there. So because it works well with our 3D model that we're relying on for so many other parts, it's a perfect part of our process. After the concrete pour today, every step is going to be just ridiculously fun, honestly. So we've got, for about the next 9 months, almost entirely concrete structure, going up from block, cast in place columns, all these horizontal beams, all the way to a concrete roof. So the next steps are concrete.